Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to Learn English with Cheri. Thank you so much for coming to the live stream. I need to turn down my phone here.
Welcome to
I guess I'm a newbie. I've never done this before, right?
Thank you so much for coming.
And now my phone has decided to do something funky. So just a moment. It's asking me for my password now in the middle of all this craziness.
To the live
so
stream.
I need to turn this down.
My phone here.
Sometimes I'm not the most efficient person. So hello everyone. Please let me know if you can hear me and see me in the message. Hello. Let's start with some hellos, but I want to make sure you guys can hear me. So respond in the chat, please, to let me know. And also, I wonder if I have a shadow on my face. So apparently this is my first live stream, guys. Actually, I have not live streamed on my personal channel for quite some time. It's been kind of a busy fall. How are you guys doing? Everybody doing well? See, I'm still not seeing if you guys can hear me or see me. There we go. Lolly, welcome. I don't know if I've seen you in one of my live streams before, Lolly. I know you are often at Robin's. Great to see everyone here. Let's get started with the hellos. We've got a very interactive group here tonight. We may be small, but we are going to have a great time, and we're going to learn hopefully something, at least one thing new. This lesson is something that I think most of you that are emceeing here in the group probably have a good command of as far as with your speaking, but I still see some of you use the incorrect irregular plural nouns in your writing. So let's just take a look. We have, of course, Alyssa's here. Anna, great to see you. Anna, you are almost always one of my very first audience members who arrive. So thanks for your dedication. Jonathan, of course, let's rock it out. Jonathan, Dwee, great to see you. Samira, hello, Samira. It's great to see you. You made it. You made it to the live stream. That's fantastic. Let's see, Dwee. Lots of chats here. Michelle, great to see you. Lolly, I'm glad you're here. Michelle, I hope you're having a great day. Miriam, hello, great to see you. All right, so before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that I have just finished this lesson, so I hope that there aren't any typos in it. I wanted to have the opportunity to go live on my own channel. Like I said, I have not done that for some time. Just to remind you, I am Cheri, if there's anyone sneaking in here that's newer to my channel, and I am an online ESL teacher, but my first profession is that as a speech therapist. So during the day, I work at a school. There are children at my school who are age 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And so I help very young children learn how to communicate and speak with English, sign language, pictures, and then I also have some of my students who speak other languages as well, and so I sometimes will have to speak Spanish, but I am not fluent in Spanish, and I am working on that. Yes, Lolly, I am familiar with that. So let's get started, guys. We're going to talk about irregular plural nouns today. So without further ado, let's get going. So before we talk about irregular plural nouns, I thought that it was important to just revisit regular plurals. So to make regular nouns plural, we typically are going to add an S to the end. So have a regular noun. We want to make it plural. We're going to change girl to girls. If the singular noun ends in the letter S, double S, SS, SH, CH, X, or Z, we then, instead of adding an S, we need to add an ES to the end to make it plural. And I'm seeing here ... In some cases, singular nouns which end in the S or the Z will require that you double that S or Z prior to adding the ES to pluralize it. So let's just do a quick practice of a regular noun, and let's make it plural. So I would like for you guys to type in the chat for me. We are going to take the singular noun of boy, one boy, and we are going to change it to two. Please write in the chat what that answer would be. We'll see what kind of lag we have tonight. Sometimes the lag is very short and sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Yes, Samira, you get the trophy for responding the fastest. Yes, I do. I do try to teach. I do try to do an outstanding job making the lessons interesting, but also informative. Yes, two boys. I am a mother of two boys. Two boys is correct. Okay, so let's go ahead and move further. So I wanted to touch on how the plural nouns sound at the end of the word. So let's look at the sound at the end of the word. So we may add an S to a regular plural noun, but what does it sound like? Some words, it sounds like an S. Some plural nouns, it sounds like a Z. Why is that? So let's take a look here. Yes, Alyssa, you're right. The train just went by. Let me see. What time is it? It's about 8, a little after 8. Yeah, they're pretty regular here. The S plural ending is pronounced like a Z after voiced sounds. So let's just kind of think about that a little bit. The S plural ending is pronounced like Z after voiced sounds. Hello, Megna. Great to see you here. Thanks for joining. So let's take a look here. So this means that if the ending of the noun is voiced, if you can feel your larynx, which is your voice box, vibrate at the end of the noun, you pronounce it has the Z sound. So I'm going to give you some specific examples next. Magna, you feel free to ask the question. Sometimes I wait till the end to answer questions, but if I have a moment, I will answer. Some examples would be dads. So say that out loud, fill your throat. Dads, dads. Moms, moms. It's not moms, it's moms. There's a slight hint of a Z. It's not very noticeable, but it is there. So if I were to transcribe these words, my lesson this morning was on months of the year. So let's see if I can clean this off really quick. Dreams, good, yes. So if I were to transcribe boys, we would write it like this. Now, I feel like I need to look this up to make sure that I'm transcribing this correctly. But I haven't done any transcription much lately. Boys. So this is the oi sound. Boys. Now that I say that, I feel like I want to look and make sure that I am correct. Boys. So let's just take a look. How to transcribe the word boys. And I've got caps locks on. Okay, so boys. I am correct. IPA, boys. Good to know. I haven't lost my ability to transcribe. So boys, because there's a Z on the end. Could you please tell me which of the following is correct? I am sitting under the sun. Washes, coins. Yes. So washes, though, wash is washes. SH, because you're going to add the IZ at the end to transcribe that. So let's press pause for just a moment. So Megna wants to know, could you please tell me which of the following is correct? I am sitting in the sun. I am sitting under the sun. So typically for that sentence, I would say I am sitting in the sun if you are relaxing in the sun. You are trying to get some suntan. I am sitting under the sun. That just sounds awkward. I am sitting in the sun would be a better. Trains, yes. Good. Trains. You can feel your throat. Look for that final consonant before you add the S. If it's voiced, then, so we've got boys, girls, rooms, dogs, schools, days, years, and lives. Okay? So the final consonant is voiced. That means that you will have a Z sound when you pronounce it, even though it's spelled with an S. You are welcome, Megna. So let's go ahead and move on to irregular plurals. This lesson should not take too long because I'm not going to get into a lot of the rules of why we have certain patterns to make irregular plurals. We're basically going to just be practicing how to move from a singular noun to a plural noun. Oh, Lolly, great to see you. Thanks for joining us. I'll catch you on the flip side. Irregular plurals. So what is the plural form of man? Doors. Yep, that works. Dwee? Man. So type in the chat. I know we all know this, but I still see in writing most frequently in the chats 2 mans or 2 womans. The plural form of man is what? Megna, yes. Miriam, So men. Great. Okay, so now let's move on to woman. I am woman. I can't finish the quote because if I did, then there might be some copyright infringement. I always forget that. I'm not going to finish it, but there is a famous song that starts off, I am woman. Hi, Rania. Great to see you. Plural form of woman is, yes, here we go. Oh, Rania, the plural form of woman is not WOMAN. It's women. And it's interesting how it changes from woman to women. So it's transcribed differently, of course, because the initial vowel changes to when we go to the plural form. My voice is a little crackly today. A little raspy would be a good word to describe it. Raspy. The weather's changing a bit here, and I talk a lot. I do. I teach so much, and I talk a lot that I need to hydrate, and I didn't get my typical drink. Maybe I need to call my son and say, can you get me a drink out of the fridge? because the refrigerator is literally 6 feet that way. But Robin says, never leave the camera when you're on a live. Always stay in camera. Okay, so the plural of child is what? I initially thought I was only going to have one child. I had my oldest, who's 21 now, who's actually messaging me right now saying, why didn't you buy my glasses online? She's messaging me all the time. But I thought I was going to have one child. Then I ended up with 4. I was good after 1. I didn't have my second for 5 more years. I don't know. Yes, children. Children. The plural of child is children. Okay, so let's move on. And Jonathan, did Jonathan leave the group? Because I don't see him responding. Person. What is the plural form of person? It is an irregular plural noun. Plural form of person. Plural form of person. Yes. That is correct. People. People. Thank you, people. You are a great audience. Excellent. I love seeing all the answers come through. Okay, so let's talk about some others. Let's learn more plurals, shall we? We're going to initially talk about some body parts. You can add an S for persons. You can in some instances, Anna. American English typically does not add the S. We typically go a person or the people. So foot, plural, we have 2, not foots, we have 2 feet. Then we move to our teeth, 1 tooth, many teeth. And mouse, mice. Mouse and mice. Yes, Samira, that's actually in our lesson. Goose and geese. Goose and geese. So, guys, what is the plural noun of goose? If you're paying attention, you know. What is the plural noun of goose? Yes. So, I have a question. Respond to me in the chat, please, if you don't mind. So, one of the popular fun games as a child that I played was called Duck, Duck, Goose. And in this game, children sit in a circle on the ground, and there's one person who walks around the edge of the circle and taps everybody on the head and says, duck, duck, duck. And when they tap someone on the head and say goose, then that person runs. The person they tapped on the head has to get up and chase them and try to catch them before they are able to run all the way around the circle. Did you guys ever play that game as a child? Duck, duck, goose? I'm sure you called it something else because if you were speaking in a different language. But do you have a game like that in your country that you played as a child? Meghna. Okay, so Meghna, where are you from? Let me know if you don't mind. But Duck, Duck, Goose was a really popular game that we enjoyed playing as children. No one else has played this game? Samira, you did? Okay. So was the words that you used for the game, were they for a duck and goose in your language? Oh, welcome, Meghna. Thanks for coming. I've met many lovely people from your country. Alyssa, no. but with a different name. Just can't remember the name. Okay, that's very, very interesting to me that games like that are universal. Really cool. All right, thanks for sharing, guys. Okay, so let's move on with our irregular plural lesson, sheep. So here's the thing, and I'm going to show you a visual because I'm all about visuals. The game of Goose is what you call it. Great. Highest great. Okay, highest great. Great to see you. Sheep. So I have my sheep here. I use lots of animals with my students. We have one sheep. And you're right, Samira, it won't change. One sheep, two sheep, three sheep. It's not sheeps. And we say, you're counting sheep. You're counting sheep, meaning that you're trying to go to sleep. So you count sheep to try to fall asleep. Ah, Madi, great to see you. Hello. Sheep. So singular, plural. Sheep, sheep. What other words follow this pattern that they're the same, whether it's singular or plural? Let me know. This is a little trick question. What are some words that are singular and plural and it stays the same? Okay. So A for Anna, fish is actually one of the words I was thinking of. So fish, technically, there is the plural form of fishes that's not really used anymore. Technically, fish and fish, same. Deer, Samira, yes, deer was another one I was thinking of. Here's sign language for deer, deer. And there's also moose. Moose is another animal that one moose, two moose, moose. Hare, I had not thought of that, but no, you could say, I'm getting my hair cut, but you could say, I pulled out two hairs. So that one's a little tricky. Monkey does not stay the same. Monkey is a regular plural noun, monkeys. And I have monkeys here too. I'm surrounded by animals. Fruit, very good. Fruit, yes, we have fruit. One piece of fruit, two pieces of fruit. I'm going to eat fruit. Okay, so let's move on. The singular noun is datum. What is the plural noun for this? Yes, that is correct, Samira. There are some verbs that don't change, but you can, let's talk about datum. So datum is the singular noun. What is the irregular plural noun form for datum? Yes. Datum, the plural for datum is data or data, depending on your pronunciation. Both can be used. And the thing with this word is that typically when you are talking about collecting data, it's always plural. Data, data. You're honestly not going to collect datum. That's one thing. With data, it tends to be a lot of information that you are collecting to determine something. I take data every day at my school with my students. Data. Okay, so let's fill in the blank. Answer in the chat, if you would please. fill in the blank. Now, the number of dashes does not indicate what word to use. The 3 blank went to the party. The 3 blank went to the party. Answer in the chat, please. And these individuals look like they are enjoying themselves. Maybe it's Cinco de Mayo. Maybe it's someone's birthday. I don't know. Ah, Dwee. Look at you there. That wasn't necessarily the word I was looking for, but I think that's okay. You too, Michelle. So, but I said the irregular plural. I said an irregular plural. So, Michelle, your answer, although technically correct, did not answer my question. Yes, you could say men, you could say people. Excuse me, because both of those are irregular plurals. Thanks, guys. You're being very studious students. You're being very responsible students in that you are actively participating in the lesson. Thanks for doing that. Okay, so now I'm going to raise the bar a little higher for you. I would like for you to write a sentence using one of the plural nouns that we've talked about so far in this lesson. Write a sentence using one of the plural nouns that we've learned about thus far in the lesson. And I will take a look at some of your sentences. Also going to text my son and ask him to bring me a drink. All right, so let's get back and see what sentences you guys might be writing. Oh, Samira. Now, make sure I am going to ask capitalization, punctuation. Normally, when we're chatting, you don't need to do that, but I would like for you to please do that right now. So make sure you're using correct capitalization and punctuation in your sentences, please. Write a sentence using one of the plural nouns in this lesson. So, Michelle, I brush my teeth regularly. Yes. Dwee, I like your usage of a word, news. That wasn't one of the words that we talked about yet. Hello, Alicio. Great to see you. We're having a lesson on irregular plural nouns. Madi, there are some deer. Okay, so Madi, there are some deer. That is correct for your irregular plural noun, but you're not going to say in the top of that mountain. If you said there are some deer in the top, that means they're literally inside the mountain. You would want to say there are some deer on the top of that mountain or at the top of that mountain. Yes, thank you, Samira, for making that correction. Women are always interested in purchasing. Samira, I would suggest that you add something at the end of your sentence, such as, what are they interested in purchasing? I disagree with your statement. Some women don't like to buy things. Most maybe do, I don't know, but there are a lot of women who don't like to shop. Great sentence though, Samira. I'm giving you a hard time, okay? Alyssa, the dog scared away the 3 sheep. Yes. Great, thank you. I see, Dwee, if you're going to use an irregular plural, you need to change woman to women. W-O-M-E-N. I see women sitting under the tree, period. Madi, you're welcome. And also, I understand that if you are learning British English, period is the same thing as saying stop. It took me a moment to realize that. Ah, okay. So, Samira, Iranian women are like that. Use your to be verb. Are like that. Miriam, I don't think you're pooping out. I think you're popping out. I'm popping out to get some fruit. Probably just a typo there. Yes, Samira. So you're saying, okay, this shirt is a new shirt. And so I guess I may be guilty of enjoying shopping every once in a while. Actually, I just needed to get some winter clothes because it's getting cold. The men are chasing the mice. Okay. Mice are afraid when they see a cat. I see geese in the pound. Okay. All right, Maddie, we'll see ya. Megna, people are spending a lot of time on their mobile phones these days. Yes. Great sentence, and I would agree. And I just realized my computer is not plugged in. So I'm going to do that. All right, there we go. Great sentences, guys. Thank you very much for bringing those to the lesson. So I think we'll go ahead and move on. We're going to continue to learn about some other plural forms. Singular form is curriculum. Plural is curricula. Curriculum and curricula. I honestly have used this word incorrectly many times. When I say, what curriculum are you using? To me, that is a group of things. Roll the dice. That's a great irregular plural noun. We haven't talked about it in the lesson, but that is a great plural noun. Curriculum and curricula. I know that a few of you that are here in the group are teachers, so you're always working on your curriculum. But if you're talking about the entire lesson that you're doing in every subject, it's curricula, plural, curricula. Okay, so now let's talk about ox. This was mentioned earlier. I think, Samira, you may have mentioned this. So the singular noun is ox, and the plural noun is oxen. Oxen. Then we have the the singular noun of knife and knives. So here we have the rule where there's the F in the singular noun. If there's the F, then you're going to change the F to a V and add your S at the end. Yes, Anna, I do it all the time. When I saw it on the list, I was like, oh yeah, I vaguely remember that. It's kind of like the datum situation. It's exactly the same. Cactus and cacti, yes. Octopus, octopi. Medium, media, yes. And honestly, non-native speakers often are able to use irregular plural nouns better than native speakers because you had to often directly learn them. You had to study and memorize them. And native speakers tend to forget because we were taught that in school, but it wasn't something that we spent much time learning. So let's take a look at this one. The singular noun is wolf. So what is the plural noun form of wolf? We have, and I think I might have one of these as well. I will dig out this for you. It's in here somewhere amongst all of my, I think I can feel it. Singular, wolf. Yes, wolves. Good. Wolves. I have my little wolf here. Wolves. Very nice. Great, guys. Thank you for your participation. So the same rule applies with leaf and leaves. Leaf and leaves. Also, if you were to say leafs, it would be incorrect, but you would, since it's an F, you would have the S sound. Now, since we're changing the F to the V, it changes. That's a voiced V, voiced sound. So when we add the S, it's going to sound like a Z. Leaves. Ah, yes. Yes. Selena Gomez, I'm thinking you're talking about. Leaves. Yes, correct. Moving from themselves to themselves. So let's put in the chat the plural form for scarf. Scarf. What is the plural form? Yes, yes, Magna. So Miriam, it's the same in Arabic. Interesting. Can you clarify, Miriam, what do you mean by what is the same in Arabic? Do you mean the plural form changing to a Z sound? So we have scarf. So when we have an F in this instance, and we're going to make it a plural, we need to change the F to a V and add ES. There you go, Dwee. Scarves. I am a huge fan of wearing scarves, particularly in the winter. That's a hard word to say. Particularly. The tongue just does not want to quite go there. Scarves. I like it. If your neck is warm, your body is going to stay warm. Scarves. So I have several scarves that I wear. Jonathan's back. I thought you left us, Jonathan. Scarves. Yes. I'm trying to think how many scarves I have. Now, Samira, now you have me thinking that maybe I do like to shop because I do have quite a few scarves. Okay, so now let's look at words that end in O and what we're going to do to make it plural. Now, this isn't necessarily part of the other lesson, but I just wanted to throw it in. So tomato, potato, when we have the O at the end, we're going to add not just an S, but you can add an ES. Tomatoes. And that's how I pronounce tomato. Now, some people will say tomato, but I pronounce it tomato. Tomatoes. Potato, potatoes is the same way. So you have the O, so you're going to add the ES if we follow that format. Dwee. Thank you, Jonathan, for your correction. So that is the end of our lesson today. And so at this point, I will remind you, subscribe, but I think many of you are probably already subscribed. Also, don't forget, follow me on Instagram. If you're on TikTok, I'm there as well. I post sometimes a couple times a day. I also go live. So make sure you follow me there if you'd like to have access to more content. I am always trying to put more information out there. Yes, that is correct. Alyssa, that is correct. Do you guys have any questions for me? Feel free to ask. I'll hang out for a couple more minutes. I have to warm up my dinner anyway. I ordered out Italian tonight because I knew I was writing this lesson. So, and like I said, I like to eat carry out. We eat carry out quite a bit. We have Thanksgiving next week, which reminds me. So next week I will be on Learn English Live on Tuesday. I'm planning on doing a typical lesson. If you could get the word out, that would be great. We didn't have a lot of people attend this past week, but I'd love to get more people from our WhatsApp groups to attend. I know some of you, like Samira and Madi, the time isn't always the best. I've thought about trying to move it, but my kids' schedules on the weekends, it makes it hard for me to commit to the weekend like what Robin does. Spaghetti. Spaghetti is spaghetti. I eat spaghetti. Not I eat spaghettis, plural, spaghetti. Particular versus specific. Alyssa, can you give me a little bit more information? Do you mean the plural for that? Oh, you're welcome, Dwee. Anytime. Samira, thank you so much for coming. Indebted is spelled with a B. I-N-D-E-B-T-E-D. Indebted. You're welcome, Jonathan. Anytime. And Jonathan, at some point, I would love to have a Zoom with some students because I'd really like to talk about rock music with you at some point. I think we would have a great conversation. So for dinner, would you guys like to see my dinner? I'll show you. My son never came to get me something to drink. I ordered chicken parmesan. So it is chicken breast that is breaded and then fried. So I'm counting calories now, guys. I'm trying to become more fit. And so I'm not going to be able to eat very much of it because it's fried. So it's not good for you. But what was I saying? So it's chicken parmesan, chicken breast that is fried in a breading, and then it is placed on top of a bed of spaghetti noodles. And then there's, of course, pasta sauce and cheese. The differences. Okay. I think I'm following you now, Alyssa. The difference. What's the difference? What are the differences that you see between these two things? So, what are the differences between... Now you've got me stumped for a minute. Find the differences in these problems. Find the difference. So if you were to say, find the differences in these problems. But when you're doing like subtraction, it's what's the difference? How can I teach vowel sounds to my students? Do you mean the short vowel, long vowel? I like to use a lot of visuals with my students who struggle to learn vowels. And so we will pair the vowel with maybe a movement of your body. That's what I like to do. I like to use visuals. And you can find there's a myriad of different types of ways to use visual cues to teach speech sounds. So check those out. And if you want anything specific, send me a private message on Insta or WhatsApp, and I will share with you some of those resources. Yes. So we're talking about cheese, Alyssa. Cheese. Meghna, I have never traveled to India. Yes, Samira, A-E-I-O-U. So if you're going to talk about, okay, these are the vowel sounds, there are songs that I use to help students remember what the vowels are. So I sing songs with them. I think that's really, really helpful. A says ah. A says ah. See the letter, hear the vowel. A says ah. And then I say E says E. Yes, I'm glad I can make all of you laugh. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up. nicely with a bow. Here is my gift to you, the gift of knowledge. Thank you so much, guys, for coming to the live. And I'm really happy that some students who aren't able to come because of the time difference were able to come today. And I hope all of you have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you next week on Learn English Live. Thanks so much, everybody. Samira, it's great to see you. Bye, everyone. Stay safe and be kind to one another. I'm going to go eat some cheese. See you guys later. Thank you.